So, hey guys, Chelsea here. Yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about the new units on JP as well. I'm going to try and not talk too much, but yeah, JP are going hard with the new legends. I think it will calm down a bit after this. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, 3 new rare recruits, Ben Beckman, Wista, and Rockstar here. 2 new legends, V2 Marco, and of course, Wanks. Or Whitebeard versus Shanks, but I think it's a funny nickname, honestly. Yeah, let's go through the rare recruits very quickly. I think both Rockstar and Wista are very good. Rockstar does so much with his special, tons of utility, orb manipulation, locks orbs for 2 turns, removes barrier, super good. Wista also very cool, double special, can give orb boost, color affinity boost, reduce Rainbow Shield, Threshold damage reduction, and yeah, just very good combination, very cool double special unit. Beckman a bit more niche. It's a shame that he's not int focused. I understand that because he's meant to work with Shanks and Shanks is Psy, but if he was int, he could actually work with the V3 Shanks as well. But now his extra effect on his special requires you to run 6 Psy units, and then you can remove Death Down completely, which obviously helps versus Shanks, but otherwise that's pretty niche, and otherwise he just does some orb manip, some bind removal, and a chain lock, so yeah, I don't think he will see too much use, honestly. That's a pretty niche combination for sure. Moving on to the lit V2 Marco, and honestly this guy looks amazing. The only negative with him is that he's an color affinity booster, and it's the worst, quotation mark, of the 3 normal buffs you do. It basically pushes him towards being mainly a versus Psy captain, but of course Int and Psy as colors are so inherently good that he can still be good versus other contents. But yeah, his cap boosts encourage attack by 5 times when HP is full, or more of course. But I guaranteed 4.5 times to int, 1.3 times HP boost. Doesn't he do any buffs to other units? I thought he was a 4x booster. I need to double check that, because if he only boosts int, that makes him a lot worse as captain. I make a comment below to clarify, in case something was overlooked here. But yeah, the special is cool. The only weird part is this remove 3 turns of aura block. This is the quotation mark perfect lock. It's not a perfect lock, it can be anything. But basically you can't, when you get the debuff to not change slots, no matter what, unless you remove it. He removes 3 turns of that, so this is a new utility. The main problem is that most of the time you want to keep that lock, because you can easily use it to your advantage most of the time. Otherwise, reduce 7 turns of paralysis and special bind, very cool. Tons of healing, can overheal, captain can also overheal, very good synergy. And when HP is 50% or lower, you get a 2.5 times color affinity boost to Psy, Int, and Powerhouse. Very good that he boosts Powerhouse too. This really opens up different team combinations. Otherwise, the guaranteed 2x, like 2.5x is super high. It's the highest color affinity boost we have in the game. So 2 times is very good minimum. And he also has the added effect that if you have used a super type on someone... it's a wrong... Oh, I haven't actually read Koala-san's translation. Shoutouts to Koala-san, by the way. But yeah, this makes sense. So if you already had color affinity, you get a chain boost. So yeah, otherwise the special would probably have been too good. So it makes a lot of sense. Makes him more balanced. But I still think it's a very cool kit. But definitely the best art in the game. I'm very impressed with this art. It just looks super majestic. And super type is solid. Just need to get below 50%. You change all orbs to int. You remove reduced healing or RCW down debuff, and you get in super type. Good sailors, immune to special bind, very good with his special. So yeah, just very solid, cool special support too that can overheal. So yeah, one unit is Mark Obelisk can work well with is versus Big Mom. And the one cool thing I didn't touch on is that once per adventure, when you get below 30% HP, you automatically get Marco Special. So you get the color affinity potentially. You can take advantage of this to get both the color affinity and the chain. You get the overheal. See, that's very cool. But one partner for this Mark is obviously the Queen of Int. That's versus Big Mom. Like all new Int units, he pairs super well with versus Big Mom. Versus Big Mom has so many amazing partners nowadays, it's honestly silly. Int just keeps getting super types. But yeah, then we have Whitebeard versus Shanks. And yeah, they're definitely the most disappointing super type so far, or versus unit, I'd say. But still very strong. Shanks is Psi, Cerebral Slasher, boosts Psi, Int, and Slasher by 5 times, HP 1 by 1.5 times. Psi orbs are more common, they are beneficial, and you get some healing when they get perfect. So that's just a solid captain. Pretty boring, but yeah, it's fine. Like, making Psi beneficial is nice. Increased appearance rate is fine. Like, it depends on how big it is. It can be very good in that case. The special, both Whitebeard and Shanks add 1000 base attack to Psi, Int, and the class they boost. Very good. Slasher for Shanks. Shanks is an ore booster for Psi, Int, and Slasher. 2.5 times. Very nice. Shanks also changes all orbs to matching, even block orbs. And after 1 turn has passed, he reduces defense of all enemies to 0 for 1 turn. This has very good synergy with his versus effect, which sets defense of all enemies to 0 for 3 turns and gives that 3 turns the defense down conditional boost by 1.75 times. So yeah, the way this Shanks is meant to work, so let's say stage 4, you use this versus special, you get defense reduction and death down conditional. Then you kill the boss, stage 4, go to stage 5. Now you still have the death down conditional, but you don't have defense down. So by using the special, stage 4, you carry over the death down to the next stage. So then the death is reduced on the final stage, and you still have the death down conditional boost. So that's how it's meant to work. And I must say, he's not a bad unit. It's just that we've been spoiled with absolutely ridiculous versus unit with bonkers versus effect. Like, Shanks is pretty mild, like, full immunity is so common, so if you can't reduce the defense, his versus effect is literally useless. But it's nice when it's possible, and even then you have an amazing special. Like, this is like a Psi variation of V2 Shanks. Like, you just add a ton of damage, guaranteed orbs to everything, orb boost. Like, basically this versus Shanks is a variation you could use to V3 Law. Like, with V3 Law you also get an orb boost, but for 2 turns you also get the chain set. But you don't get guaranteed orbs for everybody, but with Shanks you get the guaranteed orbs for everybody. Get a higher orb boost, but just for 1 turn. And instead of the chain set, you get this plus 1000 base attack. So yeah, very good tool to have in the box for sure. And we'll see a lot of use, even as captain, but just not that exciting. Like, the captain effect is pretty vanilla. I like that they're boosting classes as well. Very much appreciate that. Moving on to Whitebeard, he's a bit more fun, I'd say. You can do some big brain things with him potentially, but he's also easily shut down. But yeah, same cap as Shanks, it's just that Whitebeard also boosts Striker instead of Slasher. Oh yeah, Whitebeard is Int, by the way, and Striker Powerhouse. 1.2 times HP boost. Int orbs have a higher appearance rate. Int orbs are beneficial, and you get 20% damage reduction instead of the healing that Shanks gets. So yeah, solid captain, also pretty standard, but special. Whitebeard also gives plus 1000 base attack boost. Instead of orbs, Whitebeard boosts attack for Psi, Int, and Strikers by 2.5 times. And this is when it gets a bit interesting. When the enemy with highest max HP value has 80% or more remaining HP, you do a 30% HP cut. Or if the HP is below 80% when you use the special, for one turn you also get an ore boost for Psy Intent Strikers by 2 times. So yeah, this makes sense if you look at the versus effect. Whitebeard versus effect reduces damage by 90%, does a 30% HP cut that ignores any defensive effects. So yeah, the idea is that you use versus Whitebeard's versus special, you do a 30% HP cut, then when you use this special, you get both 2.5 times attack boost and 2 times ore boost. See, it's cool on paper, but obviously if you can't do HP cut because of normal attacks only or whatever, you can't use the versus effect for that, but you do have the 90% damage reduction. And that's still very cool because remember, you can use this Whitebeard as a sub, you can still use his versus special, so you can have access to a 90% damage reduction whenever you want. That's just ridiculous, very cool. I really like the design. Like, obviously it's not as powerful as other versus legends, but still very cool design. You can do some interesting stuff with him. One idea I had was for Treasure Map Hawkins. He's like the most useless Treasure Map unit, I'd say. But Treasure Map Hawkins actually works potentially well with Whitebeard. Like, if HP is below 70% of the enemies, Hawkins does a guaranteed delay that goes through full immunity. And Hawkins also does matching orbs for all units, including block, I think. So this means that if you can use versus Whitebeard's HP cut, you just need a bit of extra damage to get below 70%. But then you get both the attack boost from Whitebeard and the orb boost. You can delay with Hawkins and also get the orb manip. And then you can just do a delay conditional with another unit, and you have a ton of damage in not many specials at all. So yeah, that was just the first thing that came to my mind. It sounds very interesting. I will definitely try it myself in the future. Maybe someone on JP will do it too. But yeah, I think that's enough. I'll stop with saying that the artwork is really awful. This must be one of the worst artworks in the game for Legends, I'd say. It's so bad compared to Marco especially. But yeah, thanks for listening to me, guys. See you next time.